German forces had held Vimy Ridge, south of Lille, from October 1914. From the crest, they held a commanding view over the lines of the French, British, and Canadian allies below.
Many attempts had been made by Franco-British forces to take control of the ridge.
None succeeded. Those efforts had already left over 100,000 casualties.
In April 1917, combined Canadian forces with British support made a decisive move to capture the ridge, following weeks of careful rehearsal and preparation.
German soldiers and guns were stationed to defend the ridge, safely held for 2.5 years already.
170,000 men, representing all regions of Canada, were assembled on the Canadian side.
Supporting them were over 2,800 heavy guns and over 2.5 million shells. Those guns had pounded the German positions for over a week, devastating the defenses.
The attack began at 5:30 a.m. on the 9th of April 1917.
It was Easter Monday.
The guns created a moving wall of high explosive and shrapnel ahead of the Canadian advance.
The rain and snow had turned the chalky soil into ankle-deep, gluey mud.
Brave and disciplined, the Canadians moved through that no man's land. With courage, they fixed bayonets and charged the German machine gun positions.
With courage, the German soldiers resisted the Canadian advance.
By the evening of 12th of April, Canadian forces had taken control of Vimy Ridge. Canadian children are taught that this battle was the birth of their nation, and that this victory strengthened the confidence of a young country.
British children learned that great-grandfathers from around the world endured horrible conditions to fight for what they believed in.
French children learn that in 1917, at a place called Vimy, Canadian soldiers fought bravely next to British and French to fight for the liberation of France.
German children know that nie wieder, never again, is a key word of our common culture of remembrance. During those 3 days, many thousand German mothers lost their sons forever.
Over 3,500 Canadian and British women lost their sweethearts.
Countless children lost their fathers.
German, Canadian, and British men lost their lives.
Thousands more young men were left maimed.
And these thousands were only a few among the 17 million killed and 20 million wounded during the Great War.
We will remember them.
Nous ne les oublierons pas. Écoutons-les, ces soldats de Vimy, car ils nous parlent encore.
Wir werden sie nicht vergessen.
We will remember them. Nous les oublierons pas.
Today, the sacrifice made by those men is not forgotten.
At the site of the battle stands a memorial.
Inscribed on the outside walls are the names of the 11,285 Canadians killed in France during the war, whose resting place is unknown.
This monument, intended to endure for centuries, is built with limestone from Szeged in Croatia.
100 years after that battle at Vimy Ridge, enemies have become friends, a friendship based on respect, trust, and shared values.
It took time. It took leadership. It required forgiveness of the faults committed by every side, and acknowledgement that there were victims on every side.
But now, as transatlantic allies, we work together, hand in glove, to maintain our security. We stand shoulder to shoulder against common threats.
As United Nations members, we work together around the world for peace
and prosperity.
The sacrifices of the Great War should never be forgotten. All sides suffered inconceivable losses, and there were heroes on all sides. We acknowledge that history, and we honor it by working every day to protect and deepen the partnership we have 100 years after VIMY.